Disclaimer. Whoa. Oh no. We got caught in the explosion twice now. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Week in Review, where we recap the previous week and anything extra. Okay, see, we got some things still working on. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It paused on the video thing there, but yeah, we got a little bit to talk about. Not too much happened this week. We got some time until something happens, like quite a bit of time, because the following weekend is when Shark Edge is going to release, and then after that weekend is when obviously we'll review it. So like whatever that Monday is, because it comes out the 9th, so you're looking at the 11th, I guess. But yeah, quite a few things to actually talk about. But let's go here. Yes, that is the thumbnail of this. Okay. Quick plug, obviously, molabays.com. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. We still have some burst stuff left over. So if you want to check it out, greatly appreciate it. Or, you know, Beyblade X orders, all that stuff. Aside from that, as I am slowly going to be adjusting myself. Okay, let's go over the recap. So Monday we were talking about all the final vote stuff, all that interesting stuff that was happening on Monday. Then after Tuesday, I went over some of the top combinations for the month of August for Beyblade X. Wednesday, we went over the Knight Shield combination that I thought was pretty good. Thursday, we went over the worst Valkyrie, which was God Valkyrie, because I was specifically talking about like the layer and general meta of parts. Friday was the Shark Edge random booster discussion, because they finally decided to drop a video. And then Saturday was the Metal Fight kind of bits 3D print thing that was pretty neat. So, pretty eventful week, actually, all things considered. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Moving from there, next discussion. Alrighty, I believe this is actually on the beach forum, but I believe they said something like early to mid-September they're going to announce the results. So now we got all the top 15 for all 3 generations. I'm very curious to who makes it, or whenever they announce it. We'll just go over the recap because we kind of did this last week. But for Bakuten Shoot Beyblade, the first generation, it was Walborg, Walborg 2, Gaia Dragoon, Cyber Dragoon, Drigger S, Drigger V2, Trigol, Tripio, Dragoon F, Dragoon GT, Dragoon S, Dragoon V2, Dracil S, and Dronzer GT. Then for the Metal Fights fans, what do we get? We get Earth Aquila, El Drago Destroy, Galaxy Pegasus, Thermal Assertor, Storm Pegasus, Dark Wolf, Burn Phoenix, Basalt, Big Bang Pegasus, Flame, Hell, Meteor, Lightning, Ray, and Rock. And then after, for the Burst crowd, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ultimate Valkyrie, Imperial Dragon, Kaiser Kerbeus, Guilty, Zeus, Spriggan again, Excalibur, Death Scyther, Fafnir, Burst Spriggan, Victory, Rising, Lost, and Wild. So I think I kind of talked about this before. I think it was on Twitter, but I did kind of pay attention to kind of what a lot of the comment section was saying. I do suspect Tripio probably for Bakuten Shoot is most likely, because I think the top 3 that I noticed, because when people are commenting, they say which one they voted for. If I assume that is accurate, I think it was a lot of Tripio, because it's like a stupid meme in Japan, because it's like it's a big, funny, dumb circle. Dragoon GT, then Dragoon MS. For MFB, I think it was like Meteor, Destroy, and I think Galaxy, I think were the top 3. Burst, I know it was Victory, and I know Xeno was especially popular, and I think Ultimate. Doesn't mean, we don't know. We're going to eventually find out who gets it, but I thought that was kind of cool just to see. I still am very suspicious that, coincidentally, after 7 years of Beyblade Burst, that majority of them are like from Season 1. Yeah, I can guarantee you that they probably just had to hand pick a few of these things, because I don't expect them to do like a guilty remake. I honestly think they should just do all of the 15, but they just do all of it over a period of time, and they go from dual, from the starts to like the latest one eventually. But yeah, aside from that, some fun stuff. We had a little small tournament at Fan Expo on the Saturday. I think I did try to post about it, but I did get third on 3-on-3, so it's my second time in a row getting third in a Beyblade X event, so I'm doing something, Yeah, but a lot of fun. Top 3 was Skynet, and 1, 2, 3, 4, Beyblade. Okay, next up, this is pretty much all the remainder stuff for the Hasbro stuff. Basically, I'm pretty sure Helios is technically out. I'm saying technically because I'm pretty sure they like dumped it online or whatever. And yeah, now the only thing left is now Quad Creature. I keep saying it like every few weeks, just a reminder, but after that there is no more Hasbro stuff. I think the only other Hasbro content I'm supposed to do, other than I guess eventually the set, is gonna be the end of the Rise and Downfall for the Burst Arrow, which I do plan to do. But yeah, that set looks like crap. Moving on. Alright, the delay that was in the title here. So, I don't even remember when. I'm pretty sure Rarebait keeps on getting delayed like so many times. But Cobalt Drake, I don't even remember what was the original debut month it was supposed to be. Now it got pushed to September or whatever. Now it's even pushed even further. And obviously, I suspect it's just because they did not plan the app that properly. I'm pretty sure I even found, if you go in the app file, there's like screenshots of them having the prototype of the app being done like back in April, I think, or something like that. So I don't think there was that much time in development, probably. I guess also it's like the whole Bluetooth thing, whatever. It's a little bit messy right now, but eventually, I know it'll get fixed. Other stuff that was pretty nice, we got some art, and I believe, I want to really try not to butcher the name, but we got art for, was it Mako, I think is supposed to be the first name, then Maiden, right? Either way, we got more Maiden art. Looks really, really nice from the illustrator for Beyblade X. What is it? Polsuka? Looks really cool. Yeah, for sure. Okay, now the next part, I thought this would be a little bit fun. We'd just basically be going over kind of the whole thing with the random booster stuff, just to kind of give my thoughts on each of it. So I did kind of do it on the video, but just to give my thoughts, on the overall lineup and all that stuff, since, it's not too heavy this week. It's not too heavy. I think overall this is a very good first random booster, just because of the fact that I don't really think there is a bad pull, and in fairness to Beyblade X and its design, Beyblade X is very much, I would say, like a balanced meta, where you can almost use anything and have a fairly good shot, because I feel like X is a lot more based around kind of the skill of the person, not necessarily this is better than this, though some of those things are still technically true. A lot does depend on, the skill and kind of like the utilization of it. But, for the drawn sword, 380 bowl, I think the recolor parts are, they're okay this time around. They're definitely okay. I think I'm just not used to some of the other ones, because they are kind of like reusing colors from previous Ratchet recolors. So that's why it was always throwing me off. But I also realized something interesting, actually, that with this Wizard Arrow, you can technically still build the second Shark Edge if you want to, but there's no other low flat, because the Shark Edge that's yellow, you can get the 360 from this and put it on the Shark Edge here, but, it's not going to really look like 100%, because the other low flats don't really, there's no other low flats that are the right color, because this is like this weird Night Lance color. This is just teal, and there's purple, obviously, but yeah, the Wizard Arrow, I still think is pretty nice. Hell Scythe 3, which technically, by the way, since it's 1 millimeter shorter, this is technically 470 if you think about it, just because it's a little bit shorter. But yeah, it's a little bit goofy. I still think they should have maybe committed to the teal there on the Hell Scythe recolor, on like the gear bit or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think most of these things are kind of just growing on me. Again, what's really good about this random booster, and I'll keep on saying it, especially once we do the eventual review in a couple weeks. When they're doing the prize blade multiple times, that's already good. But when they also do like the other prize parts multiple times, I also think that's really ideal because it means there's not really necessarily a bad pull per se. Obviously, the main one is Shark Edge, but I do want to cover first the recolor because they just throw us that needle. I don't know how I feel about the Shark Edge. I still think the Shark Edge is like a little bit, just a little bit. I would prefer if the yellow was, I don't know. I don't like the solid yellow there. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me too. That's the only one where I'm like, it's kind of throwing me off. But it's another chance at Shark Edge, so you get like the Sunny D version of it. But obviously now you got the main blade of the Shark Edge, which we get to talk about now. So the thing I really like about it is going to just be the whole thing with low flat. Now low flat, I didn't mention this in the original thing going over. They don't have a little indent. I don't know what difference that's actually going to make in the stadium. I personally am under the impression it shouldn't really make a difference at all. Like they try to do like small differences. I don't even think the flat is even low flat is wider than regular flat or small or anything, because like high needle and needle there is that variation, because needle's like this and high needle's like more closed in. I guess I have to see in person just to be sure, but I could have sworn that there's really nothing. Actually, what am I saying? Look at this. We have the height comparison, so I guess I spoke. Yeah, it's this. I swear to God, am I blind? I swear to God, it's like it might be a little bit wider, actually. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it might actually be a little bit wider. I'm not too sure now. Now it's throwing me off because I just said it out loud and I'm trying to think. I can't tell now, actually. I think I'm actually right. I think it is a little bit wider. I want to just double check real quick on an image because I have to now quickly Photoshop just to compare. I'm pretty sure anyways. But either way, you can see the whole thing with the height meta. So the really cool thing about X right now is that now we're starting to see when height's going to matter. Now, obviously, stock combinations probably not going to be the best. So probably if you do actually Shark Edge versus Night Lance, it's not going to be like the manga where Night Lance wins. But I do think potentially Night Shield with High Needle and like 380 against like Shark Edge, I think. Because once we get more of these heights in the low flats and like the high needles and all that stuff, it becomes a little bit more interesting. And this is the benefit of the Beyblade X meta, where unlike Burst, which Burst didn't really do heights. Like Burst kind of did, if you want to say, with like the low and the high drivers, but those were kind of like at the end, and I don't really count that towards the overall meta. So when we're getting it now, this is why it's going to be interesting, because I do think there's going to be some pros and cons to the height stuff. There has to be. Like, what is the difference between a low flat and a regular flat? Oh, no, you want to know what? I am wrong. I just did a check on Photoshop. No, they're the same. God damn it. See, I got myself. No, they're pretty much the same. They're the same. So that's weird. So high needle it is more pushed in, but it's a different shape. But low flat's not really a different... It just looks like that because of how it is. But when I tried to place it on top and I lowered the opacity, it's... All right, well, fair enough, man. Well, either way, I do think, by the way, Shark Edge is probably going to be the best attacker right now for Beyblade X. It's got a shape that's going to absolutely murder Drawn Sword. Listen, the way that the wings extend all the way up there is honestly, like, it looks crazy. I do think Shark Edge is going to be a very tough lad. Yeah, but no, aside from that, I did think the variations... If there is any difference between flat and low flat, it's very minuscule. But yeah, aside from that, that's kind of my thoughts on pretty much the random booster. I think the ugliest recolor is still probably the Hell Scythe. I don't know. I'm not really fond of green recolors, to be fair. So I guess you got me there. But let's just try to take it to the chat right now. I will be reading the chat, answering any questions and stuff like that. Okay, where is it? Here you go. Woo! Okay. Taller doesn't always mean better though. Shark Edge is shorter for upper. Yeah. Yeah. I think well, anyways, usually how it works for attack type, it's always attack type should be a lot of a lower height for it to make sense. And anyways, like I feel like Shark Edge is gonna cover so much ground. I feel like if the meta offers where everyone has like all the parts, whatever, and they have the option between like a drawn sword and a Shark Edge, I feel like it's Shark Edge every time. I don't know. I like how low flat is completely flat instead of whole flat. Yeah. I don't really even like. I know whole flat's supposed to actually do something. I never really was fond of it. Same with like Zephyr, because it just the hole just gets bent after a while. Seems like a version of Giga Flat. Well, I guess technically that would just be also flat too. But yeah. Whoa. Okay. Stock Shark Edge is going to be meta. Very much so. It's pretty much like Longinus. Yes, sir. It is pretty much right, Longinus. In my testing from taking ratchets apart and looking at them trying to figure them out, 80 ratchets seem to have higher resistance than 60 ratchets. I'm not too sure. I have to check mine. I have one really tight 460, but my 360s aren't like super crazy tight. I have two 380s, which is super tight, and 480. Maybe 360, I would say. I'm not too sure on 460, because I know 460, but that's also just like the Keratomi variants, because I had two Knight Lances, and one Knight Lance's 480 was like a little bit loose, and the other one was like a lot tighter, so that's kind of the stuff. No, I'm not doing this. Is it possible for merchants to weigh unopened random boosters? No. Because what they usually do is they just put cardboard inside. That's what they've been always doing, right? So for an example, okay, let me get a box. I'll give you an example. They've been doing this for the longest time. I don't even remember how long it was. I just know from my memory it was like super long. Okay, I want to just see. Oh, I can't use this box because this box is green. Okay, you got to use. Okay, we're going to get this Hasbro box for an example. Okay. So pretend this is a Beyblade X random booster box. So what they'll usually do in a random booster is they will put like cardboard inside of it. And when they do that, they're filling it out a little bit more. So you can't really discern weight. I also did try something where I got multiple boxes and I tried to see if weighing the heaviest one, do I technically get like the heaviest blade or that type of stuff. And what I found was it was a complete waste of time. Because if a box is heavier than the other, that could just be plastic that's inside of it. That could just be the paperweight. Or just the box in general. Maybe the box is just slightly thicker than another one, right? So it's very tough. But usually, you know, because obviously we sell from all of Bays, right? I have to check, right? I have to make sure everyone's getting a full set. So that's why we will open one by one to make sure it's a full set. Because otherwise, you know, you don't want to send 6 Bays, right? And they don't get a full set. On the topic of random boosters especially, because, you know, we're trying to do our best for selling and all that stuff. I was informed, right? And I keep saying this because that way there's no surprises, whatever. I was informed that there is going to be potential issues for the future with all this batch stuff. I always keep saying this, but just a reminder. What that basically means is that if they're giving like a limited amount or quantity in like production, they'll do more later on. It gets very annoying. It gets annoying for people who want to get stuff. It gets annoying for people who are selling because obviously you're getting specific amounts. I've tried my best to make sure that the random booster is basically covered just in case, because I don't know what's the amount I'm supposed to get, but should be okay. But yeah, just to answer, to clarify if you're wondering. When do you think they'll reveal the next Bay after Shark Edge? Shark Edge comes out on the next Saturday. So if there aren't any early reviews, you will probably see like the Thursday or the Friday, and there should be the next Bay paper on there. Usually they do that. If they don't have any teaser in the random booster, then you are waiting for the 13 to 14. Because that's when either the Korokoro leaks happen or the official Korokoro stuff. and then product images, etc. Can't wait for other heights such as 50, 70, 90. Yes, yes, yes. Is Night Lance worth buying if you have the original 4 releases? Yes, I did a testing on the other channel. I have been using Night Lance for attack because I like it a little bit more than Drawn Sword, personal preference. Also, the High Needle is probably the best defensive bit because I've been using it on Night Shield 380. I did a whole video on it, but yes, it is very much worth getting. What do you think would be a better for a Wizard High Needle combo? A ratchet that makes the bit free spin a little bit more, like the 360, or the opposite 460? I'm not talking. What do you mean by this? A ratchet that makes a bit free spin more, like the 360? Well, when you put a bit on a fresh ratchet, they're pretty tight, but then they get looser. So I'm not too sure what you mean. I don't know. Wizard on High Needle, I'm not too sure what to really use it on. I think I've tried like in deck like 460 or something. I think just Shield works a lot better for High Needle. What do you think they will the next gimmick they'll try to implement? Well, there's not really any gimmicks right now. I mean, I don't know. Do you count like the height stuff? Because otherwise, I mean, well, technically Shark Edge's gimmick is that it's upper attack. That's like the feature of it. But no, if you mean like actual gimmick, probably I have no idea. Probably not for a while. Hopefully Dronzers. Yep, I would hope so too. What are your thoughts for the remakes? We don't know yet. We're gonna hopefully find out mid-September and onwards. Hope TT does tweak some MFB base, so they're basically not a circle. I don't know if they need to... Well, because even if they are the same shape, I don't really think it's much benefit in the X system. Actually, I don't know. Do you think Shark Edge will be scalped due to it being a prize bay? Well, here's the thing with random boosters. They're an absolute pain to get a full set of, and it depends on the pull rate, okay? If, let's say... a case is like 24, and to get a Shark Edge, it's like a 1 in 72 chance. It's going to be a lot more expensive to try to get, whatever, right? I'll see when... For this one, I'll see when I have more time and stuff. I'm still trying to work on a lot of other stuff. Do you think the gear teeth on the bits could be wider or skinnier to possibly add gimmicks to the bits? I don't... Maybe the amount that there is, but I don't know if I want to say wide. Well, wider, yes. Thinner, probably no, because thinner would wear easy. Probably not for that one. Thank you for the clarification. I feel more confident purchasing an open product now. Yep. When do we get the booster pack video? The random booster is not, I don't know, the 11th? The 11th? Probably the review? I'm probably not going to get early. The box is the new meta because of the higher weight. I think Shark Edge has the potential to add some extra attack power. Maybe like Johnson, maybe it's hard to tell which one will have the high performance. Well, I'm just going by shape, but I think Shark Edge is going to absolutely murder them. Okay. Do you think they'll do a free spin ratchet? Ratchet gimmicks, I don't want to really answer because I just don't know. I just don't know. Also, to answer this one previously, because I did read it, and it does get a little bit annoying to have to do every week, but I will clarify now. Someone kept asking. Which one is it? I have to find it, dear God. It's really far back. It was something about, okay. It was this question on the whole thing of global. I keep saying this, but people got to stop asking when's the global release of Beyblade X, okay? Burst is still going on, right? Burst is not even done yet. They're not going to talk about global until Burst is done. You're probably not going to see until, like... I don't even think, well, originally there was plans for us to try to go to the New York Toy Fair, but obviously, because you already know of the circumstances, where I can't do that, but... Yeah, probably not until like late fall to winter if you're going to see anything at all. You got to have patience. Are they doing limited supply? Well, what I was told is that they're doing batches, right? That's what I was informed, that they'll most likely continue to do batches. So as far as I know, I could get, for an example, a box where it doesn't have the same, like this is basically the same issue that July had in part of August, where if I get like a box of something, and let's say a box has 10, and they can give me a box with like 4, right? So I'm only going to find out a lot closer to the thing. I obviously hope not, but yeah. Oh, hold on. All right. I got to mute that. Oh, no. Okay, it's dead. Good. All right, thank God. See, sorry. See, we almost got pranked there for a second. No. To answer this, I have no idea. Whenever it comes out, I think it's supposed to be in the fall or whatever, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I almost had to do the thing because that just threw me off for a second. But yeah, hold on. Let's go over now any channel plans, whatever. Okay, listen, I'm working on the anime tier list video. It's just, it takes a really long time to edit because I have to go through season by season finding images that correlate to what I'm talking about. And then after, I have to move from there to then I have to put it on the time. Like, I'm pretty much almost done the MFB section, and Burst is like 7 seasons long. So unless I want to find like different stuff to put in, I'm going to have to do it there. The 3D print stuff, there is some stuff planned. I'm just trying to get to the right settings because I hadn't touched my printer in such a long time. So eventually 3D print stuff, that type of stuff. Yeah, after that tier list video, because usually what I do is it's one big project and then it's another big project I work on. Like the last project that took a lot of time for personal and for working reasons was the Bay history. And now it's the anime tier list thing. So after that, I don't know what the next one's supposed to... Oh, next one, actually, I can say. It's the Quad Strike tier list video where it's going over the whole Quad Strike stuff. So that's pretty much it. So I'll go over a few other things just... I almost went too far. A few other things just to read, I guess. Do you think Shark Edge will replace Droll? Listen, as much as I like drones, are mad. I don't know. Against Shark Edge, I don't know if I can will myself to do Dronzer. I don't know. I think Dronzer could probably have a lot more use of low flat, but like against Shark Edge, like I don't know. I don't know. That's like a different war we're talking about now. That's like I'm trying to think what's a good comparison. Okay, think about it like this. Drawn Sword, Drawn Sword would be like God Valkyrie, and I feel like Shark Edge is like Sieg Excalibur, right? Like that's like the different levels. That's like the different levels. That's how I at least feel. I don't know if it's that big of a gap, but that's how I would feel if it's like between those two. About my question before the testing, I did see that a fresh 360 is a lot less. Yeah. Well, a lot less resistance on other parts than Home Alone. Yeah, well, that's various. I'm not too sure. Which remake are you possibly looking forward to? I don't want to jinx it. I'm afraid if I say one, they're gonna actually do it. So I don't want to jinx it. We're gonna wait another week until they announce. Actually, is it even a week? No, yeah, no, next week's September, man. Yeah. Okay, well, let's hope for the best. Oh, also, super important, because we're going to go through this week, and this week's going to be fine, but the following week, which is what I'm looking at right now, okay, I basically have to go over this stuff now, because obviously it's not easy to manage by myself now, all things considered, because of how things are, but I don't have any other thing to ask. Okay, so I guess we're going to get stuck on there. Okay, so to quickly just kind of explain, because eventually I got to go back and, continue to do my study stuff. And I do not know personally how that's going to be like once that week actually starts. Like, what's the workload going to be like? So I'm still going to do my best to do daily. Like, I pretty much, as my father made sure to keep myself in check. I have a schedule that I'll always continue to follow. So I'm hoping that I can still continue to do daily once that starts. I probably can, but you'll probably see, like, more filler type videos. Like, for an example... when I do like the worst Valkyrie, that's like kind of like a filler, like fun discussion type video. That's kind of the idea. But that's kind of like the situation, man. Because it's not easy. Because now for all the channel, like I'm thankful that I have my mom to help with the videos for like the battles, but like for the technical aspect, since my father passed away, I have to handle a lot more stuff like. I'm trying out stuff at least. Like, I have to find time to work on the digital aspect because eventually I do plan to do potentially more streams, potentially maybe like a Saturday, maybe there's a video in the morning and maybe a stream later that day. And still Sunday live and stuff. Plus, I have to like read all the feedback stuff. Listen, it's not easy to manage, but I am reading all the stuff. Because obviously, everything right now is kind of where we're kind of like this. Because until more news comes, we're going to be kind of like steady like this. And until the anime kicks off, like when the anime kicks off, obviously, I'm pretty much all right. But, it takes time. But aside from that, I think we'll be okay for now, I guess. I don't know. That's the best I can put it. I want to just double check to make sure I went over all the topics here. Yeah, the Helios is basically out. The set's still not released. Drake, they were supposed to do before, but it got pushed again. Yeah, I can't believe it looks like she has a Glock. I just noticed that. That's what people were talking about when they just were looking at the art there. You know, absolutely stellar art by Posuka. If I butchered the name, I apologize. And then after we went over like all of the random booster stuff, okay. Oh, and the whole thing with the tournament, whatever. Yeah. So I guess last thing at the end, you know, Mall of Bays, it's an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support, regardless. Pretty much whatever I have there in stock is pretty much whatever we have. We did try our best to do restocking and all that stuff. So I still have a lot of stuff from like July and a lot of stuff August, a lot of Dronder stuff. Optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. And we had a pretty good live this week, actually. Pretty good live. I gotta make sure I got the... Okay, we're gonna go here. I got the button on the explosion. So... Okay. Where is it? Okay. So I will see you all next week. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out how to do the countdown right and a bunch of other stuff, technical. If not, I'll try to find time. But yeah, stay tuned for the anime tier list video. I am working on it. Not like it's a pretty long video, but I had to condense it because if I really wanted to go super in depth, like that video would be like over an hour, and I would probably have to get like friends for that one. But yeah, thank you for all the support, everyone. I appreciate it, and yeah, here's hoping for a better tomorrow, I guess. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and bye.